Uh, I'll give you a second there. Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
I'm well, man. You caught me drinking my morning coffee.
I wish I had some. I went without this morning.
How dare you, Tony? I will have enough energy for the two of us.
Please do. It's been a long while since we've talked. I think it was Entourage on that junket we got together, and that was
That was
a
a few
while
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're looking great, and
Thank you, sir.
congratulations on the new film Last Call. It is such a beautiful film in the way of uh, revisiting your past, and opening up memories. Such a touching film.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And touching and funny and I think true to the authenticity of that neighborhood in Philly. And we're living in times where um, people are very they're everyone's on their best behavior, and this crew isn't. And my character Mick gets away from all of them, and in a way, he feels like if he doesn't get away from them, that he'll end up at the bar for the rest of his life, like a lot of his friends. So it's it's a bit of it's interesting because I think we can see ourselves
Yeah.
in all the different characters. Even Bruce Dern, who's a legend, is a guy that's never left the bar. I mean,
It's a bit of there for the grace of God, go I. Uh, but there's also that moment of longing to be part of something. I mean, we live in a society now where we don't gather as often as we used to, so we long for that.
yeah, and that's we're very lucky, and this movie couldn't come around at a better time because it. What I was going to get to is the fact that Mick gains perspective on these people in his life, the relationships that he's had, and his family. And I don't want to say too much, but he's a bit of a slave to his ambition, and
Yeah.
he's going to gentrify his entire neighborhood for his own profit and gain, um, and dismantle the neighborhood businesses, and the family-owned businesses, his own. So it's a little bit of a metaphor for what's going on right now, and a celebration of family-owned businesses ultimately. Um, and so I think it couldn't have come around at a better time. And it's a when you every time you look at a script, you try to see if the character goes through some sort of a journey. What is the character arc? And with Mick, it's there. And he has to come to terms with who he is, and the great Taryn Manning, who plays my love interest. And I'm happy for both of us because she was so. The first time I saw Taryn on screen was Hustle and Flow, and she's playing a prostitute, and she's a bit, she's this kind of edgy, strung out character. And Taryn as a person is so sweet and genuine and present, and that's what the character is. And last time we saw each other, I was playing this kind of over the top, loud type A douchebag, Ari Gold, the lovable Ari Gold that everyone loves to hate. And Mick is one of these guys who on paper could be an Ari Gold,
Yeah.
because he is ambitious, and singularly focused, but he has to come to terms with who he wants to be in this life. And Taryn's character, Allie, confronts him and basically says, "Who are you?" And I heard you sold out. And he did. So it's a great moment and a turning point moment for him in this movie.
Yeah, it's a coming to terms with yourself kind of moment. And again, you mentioned Taryn Manning and Bruce Dern and one of my favorite people in the world, Kathy Moriarty. Just an incredible cast you got to play with.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this movie is also a metaphor for what needs to be going on and what is going on right now, in the way that it's not a studio movie. It's like these family owned mom pa pubs or something, because it was shot in Jersey and Philly, and we just did it ourselves. And you have to be inventive these days and know how to adapt. And so this movie is made on our own, by the people, for the people. Damn it.
Damn it.
And we somehow got it in the hands of these brilliant actors and these legends, and it's a great laugh. It's really funny, and it's kind of unflinching in terms of showing you who these people are in this neighborhood.
Well, it's a very human film, and touches all those emotions. You know, years ago, and you may be just too young to remember, but the great writer and TV host Rod Serling wrote a screenplay called "They're Tearing Down Tim O'Malley's Bar," and it was all about the sentiments and the neighborhood and everything that put this community together in that bar. And I feel that in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's at the core of this movie.
Yeah.
What this is all about, and it's also a metaphor for the bar, is a metaphor for your family.
Yeah.
And how much does that mean to you, and what are you willing to give up for success? But unfortunately, I'm not too young. I'm in denial of my age. I'm an actor, so I'm incredibly vain. But I come by it honestly. I didn't know how old my mom was until I was 42. She was 39 until I was 42. So I come by it honestly.
That's a wonderful place to be, though. Listen, our time is so short, and I do want to thank you. And I hope that we get back to a moment where we could be, we could see you on stage and doing more in front of live audiences. I know you love that.
Well, I'm touring. I'm lucky enough to be at the Stand Up Live in Tempe, in Phoenix, Arizona on the 8th of April. So I'm going to these houses, people have masks on, socially distanced, and I'm making them laugh. And I feel like an essential worker. I know it sounds very pretentious, but I do. But this movie is that as well. It's going to be opening all across the country. And so you can go out and see it. And then it's on demand on iTunes and Amazon and everywhere else. So if you need a good laugh, and we all do, I suggest A Last Call.
I do too. It's an essential film. Why don't we just say that? It's an essential film for this time that we live in.
I'm going to quote you.
Well, you certainly can. Jeremy, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. You look great.
Thank you, bud.
Enjoy more coffee.
The coffee's on me next time.
I'm taking you up on that.
Done. Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.